Hello YouTube, Jonas Wheatfield is here once again to do another podcast on a few things that really involve music and bands. So today I heard this song by a friend of mine, Parker Forbes, called All Good Now. It was actually a really good song, talented, took a lot of emotion, and I really enjoyed it, and it's one of the few songs that I probably listened to maybe 20, 30 times in a row. It was a good song. I'd recommend it. So that got me to thinking today about smaller bands. Um, by smaller, I mean, play small venues and aren't really like Foo Fighters or anything like that. That was a bad example because they're actually really big. Um, but I was getting to thinking, and what was I gonna say? I just lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, there's this band that I know personally, up here in Cincinnati, and they're very, very arrogant. Very arrogant people, and they're not big at all. They're not big at all. Yet they got their own page in my high school yearbook. They played at the talent show. Their lead singer won on his solo act. He would perform like 4 times at every talent show. Just, it would make me mad. I'm not gonna lie. And, you know, because I performed the better acts at the talent show. I mean, Light My Fire is definitely better than their original song. I'm sure some people would agree with me on that. Actually most, everybody. But they're arrogant, and I'm going to give you an example, and this is what their guitarist said, who sat next to me in a couple classes. I was talking to him about the band one day, and I was talking to him about music one day. We were having plenty of free time in class. We had all our work done and everything. I was talking to him, and quote unquote, this is what he said. He said, "Our band is better than Nirvana." Well, I kind of just shook my head and maybe laughed a little, but that's really arrogant because Nirvana's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and your band can't even score a big venue outside of Cincinnati. So, I really wouldn't be talking like that. Especially when, there are bands like Everson that aren't too big but are still way better than their band is. Trust me, I've heard their band before. They are god-awful. If you're gonna get into that business and you're that bad, you might as well just be a cover band because they perform lots of covers and those aren't that good either. But, you can make money because I'm sure some people like to hear the songs you play rather than you're actually just flat out horrible, horrible, songs. And, there are popular bands that have some bad songs, in my opinion, like Nickelback. Look at them. Look at them. I was never too keen on the Rolling Stones, but there is some of their songs that I like, and, well, they're a very popular band. They're the 4th most selling band in history, behind, Elvis Presley, who's number 2 in the Beatles, and I don't know who's number 3. It's probably Led Zeppelin, but I could also see it being Michael Jackson, or maybe even Pink Floyd, who knows. But, anyways, getting back on the topic of smaller bands, I feel if you put emotion into your music and you pour your heart out, you deserve to be big. Also, if you utilize instruments like they're supposed to be. If you do that, do slow songs as well as fast songs, I think you deserve to be a bigger band. But if you do primarily fast songs on acoustic guitars and stuff like that, and don't have a good voice, and don't put emotion into your song, and just kind of whip it out and expect everybody to love it, and say you're better than Nirvana, I do not think you deserve to be big. I think you deserve to be booed off stage in the worst possible way. I'm sorry. And here's the sad part. I'm friends with those guys. Well, not the lead singer. He's a complete douchebag. But I'm friends with the other two. There's one that I don't know in that band. Like I said, the one that I sat next to in government class, I'm friends with. And the bassist turned drummer, I'm friends with, although he can be a bit on the other side of things in terms of his attitude. He can be a bit arrogant. I'm not gonna lie. The guitarist can kind of be arrogant. You know, the guy I sat next to, he can kind of be arrogant, but he's the most level-headed of the group. He can at least say if the band's doing good or not. Well, he's the one who said they're better than Nirvana, so yeah, he's got a lot of it too. So when it comes down to it, if you ever say you're bigger than a Hall of Fame band, I hope you crash and burn. I really do. Like, if I were to start a band, right? If I were to start a band and the Beatles, I would hope people would boo us off stage, because that's the most arrogant thing to say. Any Hall of Fame band, the Beatles, Rolling Stones, Nirvana, who else? The Doors, anybody. You don't just go up there and say that you're bigger than them. Hell, even Weezer, because they're not in the Hall of Fame, but they have hit it big. I mean, they released Buddy Holly and Beverly Hills. So if you say you're bigger than any of those, just drop your instruments, burn them, throw them out, whatever. You don't deserve to be big. Be humble. If you're humble, and you create good music, then you deserve to be big. Definitely. I definitely think that. Oh, by the way, they weren't joking when they said they were bigger than Nirvana. If you're joking, that's one thing. That's actually kind of funny. Especially now, because when I say it, I like to mock them. Because they are the most arrogant, stuck-up people in our school. And I want people to know that. I'm not going to say their name because I don't want people to go viewing them, but their first names are Ben, Justin. Ben's the lead singer, Justin's the guitarist. Jeff is the drummer. Jeff is the drummer turned bassist, bassist turned drummer. And Sam is the name of the bassist. Those are their first names. You know, I don't want to give away their last names or their band name. I don't want them to get big at all. I want them to just diminish, fall into obscurity, and die. Well, not the band members die. The band itself dies. That came out really bad. I didn't really mean that. I meant for the band to just, you know what I mean. Anyways, getting off topic. That's really all I have to say, and this podcast just kind of got the blood boiling. But as for Everson and Parker Forbes, you guys do deserve to make it big. So this is Jonas Weefield saying goodbye, YouTube. I'll see you later.